Mr. Doyo, why is there a war in Homabay? What's going on?
The scenario in Homabay is something I predicted long time ago. I had told every player in Homabay that we have a time bomb in our hands, something which will really explode. We actually got a very ambitious and selfish governor for the county of Homabay, a person who does not want to see anybody else wield any influence in the county. What you call a battle in Homabay is not really a battle. It's actually a one-sided thing, because I am yet to hear Dr. Raymond say anything about what is going on, or even request anybody to defend him. When we went for the election of the MP after the death of the late Homabay, it was an agreement that we all support the broad-based candidate. Myself, from where I sit, I chose to support anyone who was committed to supporting the broad-based government. And for me, it was my clear belief that the son of the late MP was not a project of broad-based, but was a project of Gladys Wanga as an individual, and would only do what Gladys Wanga asks him to do, and would not do what Gladys Wanga asked him not to do. But during the campaigns, myself, Okoth Obado, Deputy Governor Magwanga, and former Rangwe MP Martin Ogendo, we appeared to support the other candidate, Aroko. Why? Because from where we sit, in any case, among all the players, we were the closest to that county. From where we sit, we knew President William Ruto needed votes of our people, votes from the region, and he did not need a political party. What Gladys Wanga and her group was selling was political party, and that was not going to work. Number two, we knew when time comes, Gladys Wanga would betray President William Ruto. He has done it before. You remember, to become the women rep in Homabay, she had held on to the coat of the late Otieno Kajwang. As soon as she became the women rep, she now wanted to become a member of the lucrative PSC, Parliamentary Service Commission, and that only Jacoyo Midiwo could grant, because at that point in time, he was the one who was allocating people slots. She quickly abandoned Otieno Kajwang and hanged on to Jacoyo Midiwo. And as soon as she became a member of the PSC, she wanted favors from the speaker, because that is a committee chaired by the speaker himself. She quickly abandoned Jacoyo Midiwo and hanged on Muturi. And when that was going on, she wanted somebody to protect her activities on the ground. She quickly jumped onto Matiang'i. And as soon as she achieves what she wants, she drops you like a hot potato. That is what she has done over the years. You remember recently, when she wanted to become the governor in Homabay, she mobilized G7, Ann Waiguru, Charity Ngilu, Macharia of Royal Media Services, and all these people to help convince Raila that she needed to get a direct ticket, including Atuoli. As soon as she became the governor, she forgot about all these people, and even the G7 collapsed. Recently, when we were in Bondo, she was the master of ceremony. She even failed to mention the presence of these people, the people who made her governor. So she drops you as soon as the job is done. When we were campaigning for the late Ongondowere's son, she demanded that the DP himself come to the county, Raymond Omolo, the PS Interior, come to a function and endorse the candidate, and they actually did it. But as soon as this gentleman was elected, she has turned against Dr. Raymond Omolo and wants Dr. Raymond Omolo to be fired from government. As soon as this was done, she has jumped on to fire her deputy, Magwanga, from his position as CEC in charge of agriculture. And she has locked his office. Such actions are actions of a dictator in the making. Recently, when a clan called Nyararalek held a meeting to deliberate on issues in Homabay, she sent goons, which are the council askaris, to destroy the meeting, and they succeeded. Only yesterday, an MCA who is opposed to her was prevented from speaking in a tournament in his own ward, a tournament that he had helped to organize. So we are dealing here with a person who do not want any influential person in her area of jurisdiction. And that is why she has suddenly attacked the very Dr. Raymond Omolo, who endorsed her candidate, who helped campaign for her candidate, bringing excuses that he sponsored those who campaigned against the candidate. But who would sponsor Odoyo Windi just to go and appear in public rallies? That one, even my wife would sponsor me, assuming that I was helpless. Who would sponsor a deputy governor living in Homabay, in his own constituency, to go and campaign against somebody? What does he need? He only needs to transport himself to the venue and talk. Who would sponsor a former governor, a former two-term governor, a man who drives a 30 million Lexus, to go and campaign, to go and make a single statement in a single rally? So Gladys Wanga's claim that Dr. Raymond Omolo sponsored these people is all but lies. And she's been used to doing that. All she doesn't want is that there is somebody in Homabay who has the influence to speak to the people, who has influence to be listened to by the people. That is her problem. And this is what also is going to bring her down, because the elite now know her. She can still hoodwink the youth that she pays 500 bob a day to support her. The council askaris, which she uses in every ward and every constituency to deal with her enemies. That is the problem we have in Homabay. There is no war in Homabay. The other side is not fighting. The only person fighting is Gladys Wanga. But again, if she wanted to win this fight, all she needs to do is call a press conference and tell the people of Homabay what she has done to them, which nobody else can do. Any single project's worth the billions that get there, then we will follow her.
What do you make of President Russo's trip to the US?
Wow. I think it is something, it's an indictment on Rigathi Gachagua. You remember when Rigathi Gachagua went to the US, part of his prayers to Kenyans in the US is to inform the leadership of the United States about the situation in Kenya, which according to him was very bad. According to him, healthcare in Kenya had failed. According to him, President William Ruto was a dictator that should not be listened to anywhere in the world. He even went ahead to request the United States to impose sanctions on the person, individual person of President William Ruto. But now, the president's visit to the United States has exposed his lies, has demonstrated to Kenyans that the United States and other senior countries in the world have confidence in the person of President William Ruto to an extent that he was invited there, almost as the top leader in the region, to be a witness and a guarantor of the peace process in Congo. That is not all. President William Ruto has also secured for this country billions of shillings to provide sustainable healthcare reforms in the region, and even gone ahead to ask the president to teach other members of the region and the world on how to implement sustainable healthcare in the world. I think President William Ruto has scored more than he has ever done before, because besides all this, I listened to the Secretary of State Rubio also request the president to go teaching other countries how to implement sustainable development. Trump himself faced President William Ruto and requested him to be a guest of the United States during the Olympics in the United States. Such things you don't get if you are an ordinary leader, if you are a dictator, if you are corrupt. You don't get such from the United States president. You can't get. So I think President William Ruto has shown Kenyans what leadership is all about. But remember also, my brother Rigiji has been proved to be a liar. He has been proved to be a person who just talk, because he's exploiting the fact that majority of Kenyans are uninformed about international politics, are informed about many issues that he talks about, telling lies which they don't know, because they believe in him because of his status in society, and partly because some of the people who believe in him without questions are people from his community.
Now, a few days ago, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua said that during the 2027 elections, all seats in Nairobi are going to be DCP seats. What did you make of that statement?
You know, Rigathi Gachagua is not trying to win Kenyans. Rigathi Gachagua is trying to please his community, to take him as their ultimate and supreme leader. And he has discovered that you can only do that if he employs utmost tribalism. This is tribalism that he's using that the other members of his community are not doing. Because when you come and tell a congregation in the city and you speak to them in your mother tongue without caring that is a church that is cosmopolitan, and telling them that all the seats in Nairobi will go to one community led by you, and you are telling them that any other person that is going to be in coalition with your political party will get nothing out of the city, that is the height of ukabila. But remember, I have told you that Rigathi Gachagua is not interested in Kenya. He's not interested in convincing Kenyans to support him. He's interested to capturing his community, making them his slaves, and determining who they elect and who they don't elect. And I think he's copying what Raila was to the Luo community, where anybody who wants to get elected had to speak to him well, and you know what speaking to him well meant in this country. And I think that is Rigathi Gachagua newfound business where he wants to make money and become rich. He's going to sell elective positions in Nairobi and Central Province to them. But I have seen they are not going to allow him, because those people know what the Luo community went through under a kingpin who never cared about democracy within the community.